Okay, these are my original Spade bits from about 1979, 1978. They've been around the world with me a couple of times. The Origin Company logo stuff is long gone, and I can't remember what they were. I think they were Bosch. This one is a replacement bit. It's 15/16. You'll see that it lacks the cutting edges, but the edges are beveled, so it does a similar job. It's not as good a cutting spade bit as the ones with the nickers. Anyway, so that's my original set. Okay, so here we have our spade bit. This is my original Spade bits from 1980. Anyway, this is just the tip. So it's a 1/4 inch, and it just has the basic spade tip on it. It doesn't have any of the body. So this is how well the tip cuts. Okay, you can see that it spits out perfectly nice little blocks of shavings. And if we break that up, you can see that's mostly cut sawdust from the sides, bottoms, and edges. And you can see how little tear out and little rim mess there is, even without the nickers. So these bits are really good for anything basic like this. Okay, so you can see that's really quick, drilling 12 holes, and minimal sanding to clean those edges up, and presto bingo, job done. Picked up this set of Bosch Spade bits. They come in a blister pack, and this is what they look like. They are some kind of textured metal. They have the size written right on them and Bosch's logo down here. These are obviously stamped out of some metal. They are sharpened with an angled nicker and an angled chisel, or beveled chisel rather. Both the nicker, which is angled, and the bevel are beveled. The body is bent up at the top here. I don't see that that's necessary at all. And the point is just plain. It's beveled on both sides, but there's no groove. These ones have a deep rounded groove like a spoon bit on both sides, so that as you sharpen, you've always got a nice sharp edge on there. These will have an edge, but it'll just be roughly like a card scraper, like a 90-degree edge with a little something on it. We'll see how they perform shortly. While I was at Canadian Tire, I picked up this set of MasterCraft carbon steel wood spade bits with center point. They come in a nice little canvas roll, so you can roll them up, slap that Velcro on, and there is your bit storage. I really like tool rolls because when I'm out and about, I can just fire this into my tool bag and have all of those bits right there handy. The design of these bits is similar to the Bosch, but different. This this point is not like a spoon bit like the originals that I have, but it is steeply incised in, and it's the same on both sides. So that cutting edge there is very sharp. The chisels and the nickers on this are curved, so you can sharpen them with a single file. A single round file will sharpen not only the center point, but the chipper and the chipping nicker and the body of the blade. So that is the MasterCraft. Price-wise, the MasterCraft and the Bosch are exactly the same price. Okay, now I've got this set up. It's a 1/2-inch MasterCraft bit. Right out of the package. I haven't done anything to it. Let's see how well it cuts. First problem is not quite in the spool. There we go. Okay. I've set a depth stop so that all these will drill to the same depth so you can get a pretty good idea. Okay, now we see that hole. You can see there is no burr around the hole, it's just straight in, and hopefully you can see that the sides of the hole are nice and clean and the bottom is completely flat. The center point has left a nice pilot hole so that if I were to drill all the way through in a smaller size, I've got the centering down perfect. That drilled through pretty quick, pretty nice, and did a really good job in my book. Okay, now I've got the Bosch on, the 1/2-inch, straight out of the package. I haven't done anything to it, and we're just going to see how it drills through this block. Okay, so it's got bigger, furrier chips than the previous one. The other one is much finer chips. This one is quite a bit larger chips. This one has a bit of a burr and a bit furriness around the hole. Let's knock that out. You can see the hole is pretty clean. It's still very clean, actually. Very clean hole. Nice flat bottom and a nice pilot. So it's not too bad. Okay, so here is my original 1/2-inch bit, which has been hand sharpened many times, that I got in like 1978. Let's see what it does. Okay, it has shavings similar to the MasterCraft. Small, crumbly shavings, nothing, no big, long things. The entrance hole, let me get that untangled from there. Okay, the entrance hole is completely clean. There's no burr, no tear out, nothing. The sides of the hole are perfectly smooth. The bottom is completely flat. And there's a nice pilot hole. So, all in all, the MasterCraft drill bits, in my opinion, made a very nice hole without any problems. The Bosch made a pretty nice hole. Its entry is not as nice as the MasterCraft or the hand-sharpened originals. So maybe you want to buy the MasterCrafts. They're come with a nice little holder, and they seem to be pretty good. I'm not sure how they'll hold up over time. We'll find that out as well. And I don't know what the Bosch are made out from, but their entrance isn't as nice. Yeah, so if you want nice clean holes, maybe go with the MasterCraft. While we're at it, let's just see how those compare to a Forstner. Okay, now the Forstner takes really long shavings, and it also takes big chunky chips. Big solid, that's a full solid chip out of there. The Forstner also has to be advanced and retreated because it jams up with debris in the hole, and then it doesn't cut as well. The Forstner also requires more force to push through than any of the spade bits. So it winds up taking substantially longer to use the Forstner. The size of the Forstner holes are nice and clean. The entrance is perfectly clean, and the bottom is perfectly flat with a nice small point in the middle for a pilot if you need to drill a smaller hole inside. The Forstner result is as good as the spade bits, but a lot slower. And these Forstner bits are much more expensive than the spade bits. And Forstner bits are really, really hard to resharpen by yourself, whereas spade bits are extremely easy to resharpen by yourself. While we're at it, let's do a spiral cut, modern drill bit, a twist bit. Dips. Okay, let's do a twist bit. Okay, that's smoking hot. And dust that comes out of that is just pure powder. And the entry is just awful. The sides are nice and smooth. The bottom is beveled, but there's no central point. You would need a brad point bit if you wanted to accurately center drill this. And it takes a lot longer and considerably more force than the spade bits. So if you're going to buy something, get yourself some spade bits.